Okay, we're talking with Don, who's an experienced operator. Now, you guys have had several different washes with several different machines, and a few years ago you built your first wash with some petting units, correct?
Yes.
Now you have 2 petting units in there, and how many do you have in here?
We have 4 petting units here.
We're going to pan out with some shots so you guys can see this massive location that has 4 petting units. And what was your goal when you were building this location?
Non-stress car wash operation. To be able to run tunnel numbers with an in-bay automatic and have no stress at all.
So you guys have a 2-bay system just like this down the road, about 1.2 miles down the road, right?
Right.
And you have monthly plans there with your own proprietary system, Dencar,
right,
which auto wash technology also carries. And how has the success been there? Is that why you decided to build this 4-bay?
It's been fantastic, and that's shown by we're only 1.5 miles away from that facility. And a lot of people were saying, oh, your numbers are going to go down at that facility. Total different traffic pattern. We have not lost any washes down there. Our washes have been going up and up and up here. It's just a model that makes car washing fun and not a chore.
So here, you could do 100 cars an hour with nobody here on site.
Yeah.
And that's legitimate numbers. The Petit machine can, on a longer tunnel, you have long bays. They don't need to be 70 foot like these bays, but 55 foot or plus. You can run 25 to 26 cars an hour consistently and get up to 28, 29 cars an hour.
And once again, even if there's nobody here and the place is jam-packed, if you have somebody that causes a problem or breaks anything or anything breaks down, it's no big deal. You got 3 other bays running. So it's never a crisis. You're laying on the beach, you just hit a button on your phone and put the close sign up and have another martini.
And that's the goal for all of us, to be laying on a beach, running the wash, automate our wash from our phone.
No panic.
No panic. So you've worked with other machines too. How do you compare working on the Petit machines compared to other machines you worked on?
There's practically no comparison in my eyes. The best day of my life was when we put in the Petit machines. We've had other equipment, and it was job security for me at the time when I was doing all the repairs and maintenance, because it's just constant. The busier you are, the more you're running, the more you're called, things constantly breaking down. With the Petit machines, I never had that problem. I never have a problem. I would run around to all of our other washes when we're doing thousands of cars a day, and I'm working like crazy morning till night. And then at like 3 or 4 in the morning when I get done with the other washes, I would think, oh, I better stop by our other location where we have our Petit machines and see if we need any salt in the water softener. Mm-hmm. And that's it. You know, we do 600 cars there, and nobody there. Nobody there except the 2 pay stations, and they've never called off. They've never been sick.
So how do you compare the design of the Petit machine compared to others? Because you've worked on a lot of stuff. He has a background of a lot of mechanical, electrical background, being a mechanic. How do you compare the design of how it's made?
It's been unbelievable. Number one thing, everything is stainless. You don't pay a big amount of money for stainless steel and have the stainless steel bars held on with little steel rusting.
That's right,
clips.
Steel bolts.
Everything, yeah, right. So it's all stainless, and it really is stainless.
Yes, so every bracket, every single piece.
We've had other washes where they'll have cable rails that are all nice, long stainless rails and little carbon steel hooks that hold the thing up. And then in a few years, the whole stainless steel rail's coming down on the floor because they didn't want to spend the money for a little carbon steel to be stainless.
Yep.
And of course, now that same company, they makes all these little parts that failed. They make them in stainless, so you can buy them from them. But with Tom's equipment, it starts out that way. And as far as any type of failures or problems, there are sensors on everything. There's building sensors, monitors, trough temperature sensors, chemical flow sensors. And anytime anything goes wrong, boom, instantly you get a text. Hey, you got a low flow on B5 and Bay 3.
And the other thing is the simplicity. It seems...
Oh, it's so much easier to work on.
Because it just seems like there's less moving parts, that everything's just a motor, a shaft, and wheels. That's it. There's no other things to make things. It seems like a more elegant design.
It's the simplicity of the repairs is just phenomenal. Compared to other equipment I've worked on.
It seems very modular. Just kind of go there if you need to take care of something.
Everything's in the open, easy to get to. 7 grease fittings and you've done the maintenance. And everyone is out in the open. You go a little step like you go boom, 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 you're done. I love it. I just love it. It just makes life so easy.
Or another question I run into is people say that customers are used to 6, 8, 10 minutes in a wash, and they'll feel like they're ripped off after they get a 2 or 3 minute wash. Now, obviously, you've installed these machines like most in-bays. What I try to explain, in a tunnel, there's a lot of variables. Advertising, how good the people are trained, but in in-bay, there's no variables. You guys don't advertise. So, what has your experience been with the customers compared to the 2 or 3 minute wash compared to the 6, 8 minute
you
wash?
Absolutely. I mean, right away, you will have people that have that, gee, that was too fast, it couldn't be good.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's almost fun to explain it to them and show it to them. The efficiency of the Petit unit, the nozzle velocity, the oscillating, the way it cleans, I mean, you can feel it rocking the car. I mean, and we put on such massive amounts of water and get it everywhere it needs to be that we can add a sealer into the rinse water. It will work because you put so much on so fast, and with the oscillating nozzles, it gets everywhere it has to go. You don't have to run a separate pass. You don't have to wash, then rinse, then put on a sealer. So you can do multiple steps at the same time. And you just tell them, look at the end result. I mean, even if you didn't have dryers, I always tell people, you get home and you have water spots, come back and yell at me.
Yeah.
Because the way the oscillating nozzles put on the spot-free rinse and put on so much spot-free rinse, you don't even need the dryers. Nice to have them. People always have that in their mind. They got to have the water off or it's going to spot. But it doesn't. It doesn't spot.
How long has it taken to train your customers when you switch over like that?
Oh, not long.
That's what I've heard. We've talked about, by the way, we don't, probably because of lack of my skill, we don't do scripts or anything like that because I don't have the talent to do that. But that is very similar to what I've talked to a couple other operators. Usually 2 or 3 weeks, operator kind of hangs out, gets to know the customers, they train the other customers, and usually they're okay within maybe a month or two at the most, maybe. Yeah,
people learn quick. I had one young guy just stop me the other day and he says, you know what I like about this wash? He says, it's real techy looking and it's clean and neat. And he says, it's not like you're driving into a circus or anything with a bunch of junk. You know, a lot of people have different ideas. They like to market different ways. Some people go for the glitz and the show aspect of everything. But sometimes when you have something that is this clean and efficient looking, it makes a big impression. And he specifically stopped me to tell me that. You know, that's why I come here. If you sell a person a wash pass and they come through a couple times a week, that's your best customer in the world.
That's right.
Their car is going to stay clean. They're going to be a happy customer. You ever have a problem with anybody, give them a free wash. It costs you practically nothing, and they act like you built them a house. I mean, people are very appreciative of a free wash.
And with, you mentioned about putting a lot of water on. The trick is, which a lot of people don't realize, is even though we're putting a lot more water, a lot bigger water droplet, I'll explain that here in a minute, is that we use less water overall per car because we're doing it so much faster. What Don said was very important. We're more efficient with the water.
Right.
So you're not using more water per car. It's just we're using more water within that 2 minutes. But because we do the whole thing in 2 or 3 minutes, you're losing less water per car.
The oscillating nozzles
is what does
are the key. It's amazing.
2 pumps and oscillating nozzles.
Yeah.